I'm not gonna bend over backward for a man that is just sending whatever he can, or if he's not gonna be my boyfriend, number one. But if I'm talking to him next time I'm out, and he says, "Oh, you need something for lunch," I'm gonna tell him it's okay. Somebody already sent me $100.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
$30 to so he knows I'm going to lunch.
He knows you're
He
going to
knows
lunch.
my vibe. He knows how I like to move, and he only sent $30.
Why did you just leave us here, Lord?
I'm not gonna bend over backward for a man that is just sending whatever he can, or if he's not gonna be my boyfriend, number one. But if I'm talking to him next time I'm out, and he says, "Oh, you need something for lunch," I'm gonna tell him it's okay. Somebody already sent me $100.
I don't understand why you even did this to yourself.
So he know that
you going for
the
the
next
jugular.
time, you got to, because it's better, like you said.
Okay, if we're being completely honest, right here, right now, we've all eaten lunch for $30.
Yes,
let's start
100%.
Wait.
Cute little cafe spot, baby.
I'm getting lunch for
I'm gonna
$17.99.
snap us and get something popping, but
We're not saying that we're ungrateful.
You keep talking, man, and you shut the fuck up.
Food is food on the table. However, you know what the standard is.
Correct.
Me in that situation, handling it with grace. Thank you so much, baby. I'm so appreciative. I'm gonna still take a picture of that bill and I'm gonna send it to him. Thank you for the 30. That was the tip. Here's the bill. What's up?
Nigga, please.
Also, men, if you know that you cannot give $30 or if it's hard for you to give, then you need to date within
Don't
your...
date.
You
not
can
date.
date. No, you can.
Do not date.
But date with the woman that, number
not
one,
date.
does not have...
Are you dumb?
I think she's dumb. I think she's dumb. Are you, like, medically speaking?
have that expectation, or number two, it's in that range that will love and adore that $30, will save that $30, will frame that $30, will bathe with that $30, will masturbate with that $30. Like, be with that woman, because it is a woman out there that will appreciate it and that will love it. But do not try to put that on me.
Ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I would just like to say, as a guy, I am pretty much tired of a lot of these conversations, but people keep having them because, again, people don't really have anything else to talk about, and this shows. Whenever you see a lot of these podcasts and a lot of these conversations, it's the same regurgitated content that people have been talking about for, 2 years? Maybe 3 years now? And it's tiring. Like, it's only so many times that you can actually talk about the same thing. And like I said before, it's going to come to a breaking point where a lot of these podcasts, they're going to have to pivot. And a lot of them can't afford to because they don't have a personality, nor do they know about any other topics outside of just those topics. They can't really talk about anything. And people are going to start to see it. And a lot of these podcasts are going to start to lose views because people are going to try to look for something that's more entertaining. They're going to try to look for something that's fresh. Like I said before, a lot of this stuff is going to be played out real quick. The only reason that a lot of these podcasts and stuff made it was only due to the pandemic. I promise you, at this moment in time, I could bet money that if it was not for the pandemic, a lot of these people who got podcasts, a lot of these channels that are out here, they would not even exist. It would not be so saturated. You would not see the same regurgitated content over and over and over again, right? Now, beyond that, this is so crazy to hear and to be able to see a group of women sit online in a podcast and they're all agreeing like, oh yeah, $30 is not enough for me. I just need to know this. If a dude wanted to just do something nice, he just wanted to send a little bit of money. Why is that like a topic? Like, how did we get to a point where women are so ungrateful of a gift or just a simple form of generosity? Don't even matter if you ask for some money. If the dude decided to just come up out of his pocket, like, yo, it is what it is. You obviously didn't want to do it for yourself. And I want to note to a lot of people, a lot of women got money. A lot of women got money. They act like they don't got no money, but a lot of women got money. All of those women up there got money, but I promise you, they will put on their best face in order to pull money. If they know that a guy got money, they're going to put on their best face, do whatever it is that they got to do in order to pull more money from that guy so that they don't have to spend their own. Because at the end of the day, what these women are telling you is that they are selfish. They are unappreciative of a kind gesture or of the fact that a man would be willing to take from himself, right? Minus whatever bills, whatever it is that he got going on. He's like, yo, you need a little bit of something, no problem, I got you. Let me, throw a little, 30, 40, whatever, directly at your way. They're ungrateful. They are ungrateful. And then when the one girl in the dress to the left, when she was sitting up there opening her mouth and talking about she need more than $30, like what is $30 gonna, do for her and all this other type of stuff. And this man wouldn't even be considered this or that. And she was like, oh, what I'm going to do is lie, right? I'm going to try to goad the man into giving me more money. I'm going to make him feel a certain type of way so that he can fight for my attention, like some stupid stuff. So she's going to make up an imaginary guy in order to listen to this. She literally said that I'm going to make up an imaginary scenario in my mind with an imaginary perfect guy who gave me the exact amount of money that I wanted. And I'm going to tell this to you so you can have one of two choices. You can either say, okay, cool, that guy got it, and you're going to move on about your day, or you're going to try to give me more than what he gave me, even though that money never existed, even though that situation didn't exist, even though that guy does not exist. She literally made up a situation in her head just so that she got a story to sit up there and tell. Nobody sees how crazy that is, how insane that is, that you're going to try to pull that and you think that you're going to win at the end of the day. A lot of dudes will be like, all right, cool, you got it. And then she'll be like, well, he didn't want to do it for me. So, don't expect me to, sit up there and answer your calls or your texts. Like, that's her get back. And I'm like, that's so childish. And then you got the nerve to sit up there and tell guys when the other girl was trying to sit up there and say that, oh, there was, there's a woman out there that would appreciate you. Now, I'm going to get into her in a minute. The other girl opening her mouth again want to be like, oh, don't date. Ma'am, I want you to do the statistics, run the numbers, and let the female population know what is the population of women, what is the population of men. We all know that y'all don't sit up there and chase on dates. Y'all don't sit up there and hunt down men. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, let me pull that back. Y'all don't hunt down men that y'all don't want, that y'all don't deem attractive. But if it's a rich guy, an attractive guy, oh yeah, y'all going to be sitting up there running those hills ragged, trying to sit up there and get that dude's attention and compete amongst your friends. At the end of the day, knowing the fact that you're going to lose because those guys always got options. For every one of you, he could find 10, 15 to 20. You ain't nothing special to that guy. And that's the craziest part when it deals with a lot of these women. They would rather be in that selection of 20 versus being, a selection of one. But every woman out here saying how special they are and how they're one of a kind. But yet you're dealing with women who copy each other. And the guys that y'all chase are looking at all of y'all, can't really tell the difference because it ain't really no difference in between y'all. Y'all pretty much wearing the same hair, the same dress. Y'all got the same doctors and everything. Attitudes might be a little bit slightly different. That's it. And he got the selection of all of y'all just running through y'all. Y'all don't even care. As long as you get selected, as long as you got the top spot, the top number during that time, it don't matter. Everybody else is second to you. As soon as your turn, you're number one. Everybody else is dead last. Versus being with a dude that would actually appreciate and respect you. Like I said, at the end of the day, a lot of women out here do not want to be valued, don't want to be appreciated, don't want to be respected at all. And that's just a fact. These women right here are sitting up there telling you that. And then the other woman that was sitting in the middle with the cue cards, she was sitting up here throwing a slight even still. She was like, oh, I'm going to throw, the guys a bone. It's not all bad, and yada, yada. I'm like, man, like I said, this is why everybody shouldn't have a podcast. This is why. Because what they fail to realize is that the rhetoric that they're spilling and spitting right now, they think that they just spitting facts, hot fire. But they don't understand that The young girls are going to see this. The girls in their early 20s, the girls that are still in high school, they're listening to all of this garbo, to all of this trash. And they're going to internalize and take in that trash. And they're going to try to emulate and become that. So now the situations that women feel that, they face or have to deal with at the age that they're at, being full-fledged adults, you're handing this corroded, non-logical information to these young girls. And then they're going to walk with this and thinking that this is the way that they're supposed to be acting and talking. And this is how they're supposed to be treating males that are within their peer group, within their age group. That's crazy to me. Like I said, a lot of y'all are going to be the downfall of a lot of generations to come. You just don't realize it yet. And then the funny thing is, when people look back at a lot of these conversations, people are like, well, we didn't tell them to do this. These were just conversations. They shouldn't have been watching this. Where were their? It's going to be a lot of people throwing their hands up. It's going to be a lot of people trying to point the finger and say that it wasn't them, but no, it was. Like I said, people don't understand the stuff that they put out up until they got to understand the stuff that they put out. And it's going to be a sad, sad story, because sooner or later, these women that's up here talking, they're going to have sons. And these sons going to have to deal with women like them. And there ain't nothing that these women going to be able to say, because they were that exact same woman. They are literally raising women right now to become them. Unappreciative, non-logical, emotional, making up situations and scenarios just to get the upper hand on a guy because he's not doing what it is that you want him to do. Just trying to manipulate a situation for your own selfish and best interest. It's crazy to me. Crazy to me. And people wonder why it is that the dating scene and everything else is so messed up in between men and women. Let this be an example as to why that is.